How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about the protest that happened outside of Maxine Waters' office. Now, this was in response to another protest that was supposed to happen on Thursday, July 19th, 2018. These individuals that actually showed up were the counter protesters to the Oathkeepers, who did not show up but said that they were going to. Now, the Oathkeepers, we'll talk about them a little bit more as we get into the video, but they were going to come to protest against Maxine Waters and her whole campaign she's been on as of late, being on television all over the place, talking about you have to interrupt Trump supporters, get in their face, get where they are. She was really just inciting violence against Trump supporters. And we saw that kind of play out with Mitch McConnell and his wife when these individual with the backpacks on got in Elaine Child's face and she had to point her finger at him. That was a great moment to see Elaine Child wreck these fools. And it was even more hilarious to see them not come back when she was around. But I digress. The whole point is that the Oathkeepers were going to come to protest against Maxine Waters at our office in California. They did not show up, but some others did. And what I'm going to do right now will show you some video of those who actually did show up and what they did to the flag. And we'll see some more footage of people in the street just talking about why they're there. After we get done with that, I'll talk about those clips and how I found them to be absolutely ridiculous. And we'll also talk about who the Oathkeepers are and why they didn't show up. So without further ado, let's go ahead and roll it.
And a sick display outside the office of Democratic Congresswoman Maxine Waters in Los Angeles. The American flag up in flames and being stomped on. Well, that demonstration was supposed to be a counter-protest against a far-right group, but that group never showed up.
We are here to push back on the anti-Maxine protesters that are coming in here today to start mess here with our representative, Maxine Waters. This is my neighborhood, and I'm an activist, and I'm here to protect Maxine Waters. All power to the people! All power to the people! All power to the people!
You only push back when somebody pushes you first.
Okay, so you saw that. You see what's going on. Now, I think this is pretty simple. It's pretty cut and dry what's going on here. These people are just anti-American in general, and they took this opportunity to come out and show that much. I mean, they're burning their American flag and doing some type of tribal dance around it. I don't even know what that was. If you know what that was, if it was anything in particular, let me know in the box below. But it was really a mess. My thing is, if you are an American citizen, you live here, you take advantage of all the resources, all the opportunity, the great living standard that we have over here. If you're here, then why are you stomping the American flag out? Okay. If you want to stomp the American flag out, do us all a favor and do some self-deporting. Okay. Go back to wherever country you came from. If you were born here, find a new country to live in. This is America. If you're here, love it. If you don't love it, then you can leave it. That's how I feel. I don't think you are required to be in America. You can go to a different country if you want to. And they live right there in Los Angeles. Mexico is not that far away. Go down past San Diego, go into Tijuana and live there. Right? Learn Spanish, do whatever you got to do. I mean, you live in Los Angeles anyway. You got to learn Spanish. Unless you're just living off the welfare state and not working. And in which case, I would say be thankful to America for protecting you against the natural forces that are around you that are taking you over. You know, Los Angeles is gradually becoming more and more like Mexico. You got to speak Spanish. You got to be Hispanic. If you're a black person, I mean, why are you even out there protesting America? You should be fighting in favor of America against the invaders who are coming to your particular area, taking it over. I mean, to me, it's just kind of like common sense. And it's not just Hispanics. It's also Asians, people that come from China, India, etc. You're being taken over, pushed away to outside places, inland empire. You got to go to Arizona, Nevada, whatever. You can't even live in your own home state, your own home city, because you're being forced out. Meanwhile, you want to do the Macarena on the American flag while it's on fire. What are you thinking about? It doesn't make sense. But for now, I digress. Let's get to the Oathkeepers. Now, first things first, they decided to not come because they had been in contact with the local police and they thought that it would be in the best interest of everyone involved that they not come because of safety concerns. This group was characterized as a far right group in the Fox News report. I'm not really sure they understand who these people are. These people are patriots, and they officially say they're not really political, and I tend to believe them. They're kind of like right down the center. They play neutral. They just come to promote peace. They're not really on one side or the other, but they're seen as far right by many people because they are armed and they're citizens. I guess if you practice your actual constitutional rights to carry, conceal, open, or whatever, and you believe in freedom for all, everybody, that makes you far right. I don't understand how that makes any sense. That should be the basic characteristic that everybody has. Now, not everybody's cut out to be some kind of, security force or an authority force. That's not everybody's position, but many of us are able to do that. And Oathkeepers are pretty much that. Okay, they understand that Maxine Waters inciting violence against people that support Trump is not going to help the nation go forward. And they understand that by trying to abolish ICE and trying to protest against ICE, that won't help us either, especially since ICE captures a lot of dangerous people. It's not just your so-called fruit pickers and bed makers like Barack Obama famously said. It's not just them. You're talking about gangbangers, pedophiles, rapists, everything else up under the sun. These are very dangerous people that ICE tends to focus on. People that you don't want in your backyard. You're talking about violent criminals, dangerous, that these people in ICE have to corral and take out of your hair to have a better and safer country for you to live in. So I don't think anybody should be protesting ICE if they really value their safety, especially in the US of A. Now, if you want to go to Guadalajara or somewhere, then go for it. There's nobody stopping you. Maybe you can't get in there as far as it relates to the Mexican government. They might not let you in, but as far as America, nah, you can leave. This is not North Korea. It's not a prison. You can leave whenever you want. And when you hear, you should appreciate those who make your life easier. Okay. Not everybody can just rely upon themselves for their own security. At a certain point, we live in society with other people. You have to trust others to help you with your safety. Okay. Now, I'm not saying it's totally not your responsibility, but it's a group effort. Let ICE do their thing. Let the federal agents do their thing. Let local police do their thing. State troopers or whatever, firefighters. Let every person in public safety, the military, let everybody play their position and things will go well. When you try to disrupt that, when you try to disrupt freedom of expression, freedom of thought exchange, that's when you're going to put yourself and the entire country at risk. It's not worth it. It doesn't make any sense. And I'll say this last thing as I close. Why is anybody out there protesting in favor of Maxine Waters anyway? My question would be, what is she actually giving to that community? And if I'm not mistaken, she represents Inglewood in California and Los Angeles, but she does not live there. Inglewood, talking about a lot of low income people, but she lives in a very high income place, not too far away. So what makes you think, talking to you guys who live in her district, what makes you think that she really cares about you? What kind of improvements have you seen since she has been there? Okay, you still got your particular city turning into a third world country. You still have the so-called wealth gap just getting larger and larger. You still have many of your fellow black people being sent away to other states and further out in California. Like I said, Inland Empire, past San Bernardino, way up north. You're getting sent to Nevada, Arizona. Like, how are you actually improving? I think the whole protest was just an exercise for them to get some attention and to do what they wanted to do anyway. They wanted to go out there and burn that flag. They wanted to go out there and fly the Pan-African flag. They reject the idea of America. But at the same time, I don't see a Wakanda rising. Where is the ribbon cutting ceremony for the first Wakandan empire? I don't really see that yet. I see a bunch of folks living in America, not going anywhere, crying about the place in which they live, while at the same time not really being involved with the political process unless it allows for them to get some camera time and attention. It doesn't make any sense to me, but what do you think? Do you think that these people who are out here protesting don't make any sense? You think they want attention? Is that what's motivating it? Do you think that there's an actual good reason why they were out there burning the flag and doing a dance around it. If there is a good reason, please let me know in the comments below, because I've not been able to find one. Do you think that this little demonstration that they did will change anything? If you think it will change anything, please let me know. If you don't think it will change anything, please let me know. But whatever your comments are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.